Welcome back, people. This is 100 Days of Making Comics, Larry Lunsby Jr. This is day 66, and this is the Astral Traveler series. Today, I didn't have a lot of time to work. I usually work a mid-shift for the first part of the week. Tuesday through Friday, I work 11 to 7. It's kind of a crappy shift. So I've been trying to rotate some stuff around so that I have more time to work on stuff. That's why my postings are usually pretty late during the weekdays. Today I worked on a couple scenes with Oba in the tavern. I tried to be, I guess, they're not very exciting scenes, so I tried to, make them a little bit exciting, I guess. They're just having a conversation in there, and sometimes I think you get pages that aren't overly exciting. It's just part of the story and it flows, so you got to make it flow with the rest of the book. So I'm trying to look at pages, every page as being some type of a challenge or exciting in some aspect, because every page counts to the story. But you'll get some pages, I think, that they're just there and they're part of the overall story. So I just did some penciling on it, on this rough, and we'll see how it goes. I did the penciling on another one, and I wasn't happy with one of the cells, so I repenciled the other one. But for the most part, I put in probably about an hour's work today. So I wanted to talk a little bit about something I was thinking about through this whole script writing of the Astral Traveler. And I've come to realize that we talk about the ego as an illusionary part. I don't know if a lot of people understand what the ego is. Like a Buddhist description is kind of like it's an illusionary part of the mind that kind of controls or makes you do things, or makes you kind of tries to control. It's an ego, like a male ego. Like your ego just tries to take control, and kind of one of the things in Buddhism is for you to take control of the ego, of the mind, and just be. I think for me, I don't really know if it's taking control of something that is supposed to be an illusion. I think, like the yin and yang symbol, the ego needs to be balanced. I don't think it's a bad part or an evil part. It's just nature. It's a part of your entire being. So when you try to separate it, I think that's where the problem lies. And I think with the story, Oba is constantly subduing the ego and hiding it, but there's still a conversation going between him and the ego inside. And I think ultimately he has to understand, in order for him to proceed or go to the next level, or kind of beat the bad guy in some aspect, he has to release the ego. He has to balance it. He has to work with it. He has to let it heal. Ultimately the ego is him. And he is the ego. And if you believe in that oneness of someone in all, then it can't be separate. So I think it's like the yin and yang. Even though there's two sides, it's still one symbol. It's still one meaning. And so I think it's about bringing balance. So I think ultimately that's what's healing me with a lot of my stuff that was going on, is when I started practicing Buddhism and I started meditating and I started thinking about working on the Astral Traveler. I wanted to work on something that would heal me. So I believe today I thought about it. I was like, wow, that's one of the approaches. I think just balancing life, balancing creativity, balancing everything, kids, wife, work, everything. So I think if it comes down to, you can't blame something on like the dark part, because that dark part could be there for things in your life. I honestly believe a lot of my trauma and a lot of stuff that I suffered when I was a young boy, maybe the ego was the one that stepped up and helped me, helped guide me or help give me the strength or courage to move on or do something. Or even maybe it was the ego that had me hide in that closet, that didn't want any part of what was going on and was kind of sheltering me. So I think of it like that. It's a balance thing. I think that I had to recognize what it was and not push something like that away, because internally possibly splitting myself apart. So the anger, things of that nature, I don't exactly embrace the anger, but I'm just letting it be, just letting it go, if that makes any sense. So I'm trying to balance things, and I think this comic has really helped me do that. So thanks for stopping in for this episode. We're getting close. We're headed towards 70, and really having fun with this challenge, and having fun seeing all the other creators' work. So take care, guys, and I hope you find balance in your life and in your creative endeavors.